Gratitude can have a powerful impact on your life. So if you want to learn how you can do this at home, I am here today with Nanette. So Nanette, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me again.
And what can you tell us about gratitude and the impact that it can have on your life?
Well, gratitude practices have been sort of popular in recent years, and you may have heard people talk about them a lot, and they may have even begun to sound cliched. But we actually have a lot of really good research that shows that gratitude practices have a real impact on our mental health and overall happiness. And this is because our brains are naturally wired towards negativity. It's called a negativity bias, and it serves an evolutionary purpose. It helped our ancestors survive by prioritizing threats. But the problem is that these days it can cause us to hyper-focus on real or imagined problems and lead to more unhappiness. So gratitude practices are kind of a way to hack our brains. So if you think about, like, when you learn a new word, how you then start hearing it everywhere.
Oh, right. And I always wondered what that phenomenon was.
So that's because our brains are constantly being bombarded with data every second. And so there's a system in there that filters it out and determines what it thinks is relevant and important to bring to our consciousness.
Okay.
It's a lot like the algorithm on your social media feed.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So when you click on cute little nails, then all you see for the rest of the week is nails.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly that. So gratitude practices are a way to help to reprogram the algorithm in our brain to tell us to bring us more happiness. So I have a few different practices that we can do. The first one is one of my favorites because it's very simple and it's really effective, and I like to call it catching yourself in moments of mini joy.
Okay.
So a moment of mini joy is like when you walk into the kitchen and it smells really yummy because you're baking some bread or something.
Oh, yeah.
It's like you take that first sip of coffee in the morning and you're like, oh, it's so good.
Right.
Or you just like see a beautiful flower and you just notice its beauty.
Right. So you just pause and take stock and you appreciate the tiny little moments that are happening and make them something grand.
Because normally we just say, oh, pretty flower, and we keep going. So this is about just taking like 3 extra seconds to savor that. And that's the equivalent of clicking on the ads for the cute nails. It says to your brain, oh, this is relevant.
Okay.
Give me more of this in my feed.
Oh, I like that. Okay, so then as you do it, the longer you do it, you'll have more moments throughout the day that you're like, oh, this is beautiful, I want to appreciate this.
It just trains your brain to bring you more of those things.
Okay.
So the next one is gratitude journaling.
Oh, I'm such a journaler. All right, tell me.
Okay, and not everybody is a journaler, so even if you're not, this one actually works for everybody because it doesn't involve lots and lots of writing. All you really need to do is at the end of the day, write down 3 things that you feel grateful for in that day.
Okay.
And here's the tip. Try to come up with something new every day. Because if every day you say, I'm grateful for a roof over my head, well, that's great to appreciate, it's not going to have the same impact on your brain as something that you searched for throughout the day, because then it's training your brain to be constantly looking for the new things. Like, I'm grateful for the really funny conversation I had with my friend.
Okay. And I've heard that for people that don't like journaling or have a really hard time, kind of get writer's block or things like that, that you can start with something very easy like, I'm grateful that I woke up this morning, or I'm grateful, like you said, for a roof over your head, or that we have fresh drinking water or something like that that's really simple. And then as you do it more and more and more, it will grow into bigger things of gratitude.
And you can put your mini moments of joy in there. Those are, those count.
Okay, so you can kind of double up if you're having trouble coming up with 3.
Yeah, just the idea is you want to come up with new things every day and not be repeating it.
Okay, and then I see you brought an activity. What is this activity?
Well, this is actually a present for you.
What?
It's your very own gratitude jar.
Oh my gosh, and it's so beautiful. I see all the chakra colors, and there's even a little quote on top.
There's a little quote. So I decorated it, but it works just as well if you...
Read the quote. It's a Maya Angelou quote.
This is a wonderful day. I've never seen this one before.
That's beautiful. I love it. Okay.
So the idea here is that if you don't want to keep a journal, you just make a jar or just grab a jar. It does not have to be decorated. And have little slips of paper.
Okay.
And you just write down something you're grateful for. It could be one of those mini joy moments. It can be any of the things we were just talking about. And then you put it in the jar. And then at the end of the week or the month or the year, you revisit them.
I like that. So you can then look back at what you were grateful for and I would even go so far as I want to do this for a year, and then at the end of the year maybe even sort and be like, how many times, like you said, was I grateful for something simple, and how many days was it huge wins?
Yeah, because that really is the thing. I think we're always looking for huge wins in order to feel happy.
Right.
And that's not really what most of life is.
Yeah.
But if our brains know to be looking for the small moments, we will experience greater happiness. And I would say you will notice a difference because of the practice of doing it.
Sure.
Because your brain starts being trained to search for it automatically, but also in revisiting it. So it has a, you know, sort of a double effect.
And I once heard a quote that said I don't know the exact quote, so I'm paraphrasing, but it was something to the effect of, be happy with what you have now. So ultimately you can be successful in this moment. You just have to reframe maybe what your definition or what that gratitude or what those tiny moments are for yourself.
Yeah, I think it's something along the lines of, the key to happiness is wanting what you have.
Yes, there you go. See, she knows.
Okay, so I have one.
All right, so what is yours?
Mine is, I'm grateful to have the opportunity to share this practice.
Amazing. That's a really good one. I'm grateful for, I think what I said earlier, just the last couple of days, I've just been appreciating like the fact that we have hot and cold running water. Like when you want to go take a bath, like not everybody has that luxury to fill a bathtub with warm water.
Yeah.
Like I think that's
so much.
That's fine.
That's, you know, I'm also grateful that we aren't on fire.
Yes, exactly. That's a good one as well. Well, if you would like to watch this segment again, or you want to try any of these activities at home, you can visit us on the web at ciLiving.tv.